Survivor Series week is officially over as WWE ran its fourth consecutive show in the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, which was SmackDown. And the format will be a bit different next year because Survivor Series will be the first of the big weekends in which WWE will have to switch its format because that's when SmackDown will be on Fox. It'll be airing live every Friday night, and the whole WWE schedule is going to have to change. So next year, which the Survivor Series location in 2019 has been official, it will be Chicago, Illinois, or actually Rosemont, Illinois, in the Allstate Arena. WWE will run 4 shows, and the format will be different. It'll be, instead of Saturday, Sunday, Monday to Tuesday, it'll be Friday to Monday. So SmackDown on Friday, NXT Saturday, the pay-per-view Sunday, and then Monday's Raw. So they're going to go with that formation. And I believe in a year from now, I believe the whole SmackDown storyline of them getting swept this year will be used next year. I think because SmackDown will be on Fox next year, I think SmackDown will win Survivor Series 2019. So I'll make a prediction right now. SmackDown wins the 2019 Survivor Series if it's Raw versus SmackDown. Maybe there's no brand split anymore. Who knows? So Charlotte Flair starts off, and the fans are chanting, "Thank you, Charlotte," and she says, "Thank me," and she's a babyface. She talks about how bad of a beating she put on Ronda Rousey, and she dedicates it to Becky Lynch. She praises Becky. So Charlotte is not a heel. She's still technically a babyface. She didn't cut a heel promo at all. The fans cheered her like it was a face promo. She talked about the beating she gave Ronda Rousey, and I think the whole thing might have been just to get Charlotte cheered as a face. Paige comes out when Paige is kind of defending her, like, you don't have to apologize about beating up Ronda, but then Paige fines her $100,000 for hitting WWE officials, and Charlotte no-sells it. She smiles. He just got fined $100,000. You know, my favorite fine in WWE history was when John Laurinaitis was GM and he fined Sheamus $500,000 for bro kicking a referee. I laughed my ass off. It was so absurd. $500,000 he fines him. I laughed my ass off when he did that. And now Charlotte, $100,000. That means I hear some of these NFL players flipping out and whining when they get fined like $12,000. Charlotte gets $100,000 and she no-sells it. I mean, I hope she's making $1 million, $2-3 million a year to get that kind of money. And I don't think she's making that money. So $100,000, yeah, I'd sell that a bit more, Charlotte. And speaking of football, the NFL had a massive audience, but Raw's rating did good. I'm shocked. I thought Raw would get slaughtered in the rating. It did well. But anyway, when Charlotte's when Paige finds Charlotte, the Iconics come out and they cut a horrible promo. Both of them having flops. Eventually, it's a match. It's Charlotte and Billie Kay. Charlotte beats Billie Kay fairly easily. She kicks Billie Kay's ass, and Billie Kay is clearly the lesser of the two of who they're going to push in the Iconics. And then Charlotte starts challenging Peyton Royce, and Peyton's still checking on Billie, but then Peyton finally takes a challenge. And Charlotte and Peyton actually get some offense, but then Billie Kay comes out, and Billie Kay was there, and she attacks Charlotte to disqualification. They go to beat down Charlotte, but then Charlotte responds. She gives them a double spear, and she beats their asses, but I mean, the beating on Ronda was so much. This kind of beating is just going to be looked as inferior than it was. I didn't do that much shit to them. She bounced both their heads off the announce tables a whole bunch of times, and it was funny seeing the Iconics cry. But she wouldn't beat the shit out of them with the kendo stick, just beat the living fuck out of these girls, but they won't take that. And I love that Ronda and Charlotte match. It was such a separation of the women and the girls. I'll take that from Wrestling Soup. They did a show, separating the women from the girls, and that's how I felt about Ronda and Charlotte. Those were two women kicking the shit out of each other. These are all a bunch of models and a bunch of girls, built like girls you see at the gym. What you saw on Sunday night was two professional wrestlers, a legitimate MMA fighter and a legitimate woman who can kick a lot of guys' ass. What you saw, with these other matches with the Iconics especially, is just two girls you see at the gym who look good at the gym. You see girls look like Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. You go to the gym, you see a million girls like that. There's nothing about them. And, I think that was really a separation. She didn't even beat them their asses that bad. They probably couldn't take much bumps. She just threw them over the announcer table. Anyway, she threw them into the stairs, into the barricade. They didn't even look that hard. It looked like she was going soft on the Iconics. And, it ended with when they were both thrown over the announce table, Charlotte just poses. So that's how it ended. This was a long segment. Rey Mysterio promo sucked. I didn't like it with talking about Randy Orton. So it was interesting. They go to Daniel Bryan, and at the beginning of the show, they showed Charlotte beating Ronda, but they didn't show Daniel Bryan. So you can clearly tell Daniel Bryan is not the focal point of the show. The focal point of SmackDown's woman. It's going to be Charlotte and Becky. Are going to be the two focal points because that's what's going to be the WrestleMania main event. It's them against Ronda and them against Ronda. Or both of them. It could be a triple threat. Could be Ronda and Charlotte at the Royal Rumble, and then Ronda and Becky at WrestleMania, or it could be, what could happen, I wouldn't mind this. I don't know, I want to hear what you guys think, if in the comments, if you like this idea. So, let's say Becky stripped. They strip Becky Lynch of the title, and they do like a tournament, and Charlotte Flair wins a tournament, and Charlotte Flair is their SmackDown Women's Champion. Ronda is still the Raw Women's Champion. Becky wins the Royal Rumble, and she decides, you know what, I want both titles. She challenges Ronda and Charlotte at WrestleMania in a triple threat match for both titles. And Becky wins both titles. Maybe they're going to get rid of the brand split. It'd be a great way to give Becky both belts. What do you guys think about that? Just an observation. So, Miz TV sucked. I hate it with Shane McMahon. Miz kissing Shane's ass. It's fucking horrible. It was just so horrible. The Miz sucks. He's not a star anymore. The chance of him getting a big WrestleMania match at Daniel Bryan's out the window. The Miz sucks. They faced the Bryan brothers, and I guess they must be step brothers because one of them's white, the other one's black. I don't know. They have to, have different fathers or different mothers. I don't know, but yeah, the Bryan brothers. So one of the Bryan brothers pins the Miz, the less muscular one. He pins the Miz. One of them looks like they can at least be on 205 Live. One of them is just a joke, James Ellsworth joke, and I don't know if you want to talk about James Ellsworth, but yeah, he was like that level of a petite guy, like a twink. He's like a twink like Ellsworth. That's what one of those Bryan brothers was. Just a cuck. Yeah, not a good week if you're Ellsworth. Let's just say it like that. So I don't know what the Starrcade is. I guess it's just an hour show. I don't know if they're going to actually promote it as a pay-per-view. I guess not. I saw the cards. Like half these matches aren't going to happen probably. So Starrcade sucks. I don't know what they're going to do with that show. I wish, I wouldn't mind if they would actually like promote it as an actual pay-per-view. Like get rid of TLC or get rid of Hell in a Cell. Just get rid of one of those shows. Put that, make Starrcade that show. I think that could work better, but they won't. So after that, what they did next is, this next stuff was fucking horrible. Man, this stuff was terrible. So they do the whole thing with this Thanksgiving. It's called the Thanksgiving Feast Fight. They have the New Day, they come out and they have like every single Thanksgiving meal. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the United States. Hope you're enjoying your Thanksgiving. So when the New Day comes out, they have the entire ring. It's not like the trick or street fight for Halloween. That was actually way cooler. They actually had jack-o'-lanterns. This, they have all Thanksgiving food, and what they have is like they have all these tables set up with Thanksgiving meals. They have turkey. They have stuffing. They have like a spread. They have mashed potatoes. I mean, that's making me really hungry, man. Mashed potatoes, like warm mashed potatoes with gravy. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'll sell my soul for that. Yeah, nothing beats that in my opinion. They have all this food set up. There's cranberry sauce. There's the pumpkin pie with the whipped cream. So it's all Thanksgiving classic food. And they have this giant turkey that they use, and the New Day are cutting a promo, and then their opponents, it's a shitty promo, by the way. Like, I don't know what they do. They say something like, you people. Is that what white people? Is that what they meant when they said, you people? Yeah, we said, you people. Is that what white people? Is that what it means? I'm not sure. I guess you can say anything if you're, never mind. I won't get into that. I don't get into that rant. But New Day, they do this every single Thanksgiving, every single Halloween, every single Christmas. I'm sure we'll have a Miracle on 34th Street fight soon, when they have Christmas season. They're always the ones who do this. Their opponents are the Bar and the Big Show. So it's a fine match. It's like it's a 6-man tag basically, and they're not doing absolutely anything there. It's just like a match. They're not using any of the weapons, and finally they do. There's pie, smashing in the face with pumpkin pie. There's just shit everywhere. Big Show he goes through a table, and I guess all the plates must have been like plastic, because that would have fucking killed if it was glass. They use a turkey, and the match ends with Big E using a turkey and hitting Sheamus in the head with the fucking turkey and winning. And then they smash the zero with all these pies, with all these cranberry sauce, all the Thanksgiving stuff. They use all the stuff here on Thanksgiving, all the food. Yeah. I guess we're for sure getting a Christmas street fight. So you're going to get a Halloween street fight, a Thanksgiving street fight, and a Christmas street fight. There's a shitty Randy Orton promo to suck. So next was Asuka and Naomi against Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. So they're doing something with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Like, they're building tension between the two. You know, they're going to turn on each other. I guess, oh, God, we're going to have another... I mean, we just went through a whole year of Bayley and Sasha. And, oh, God, we need this on SmackDown. Every single week, it's going to be like the two of them aren't going to be friends anymore. So what happens was Sonya Deville taps, so it's obvious they're going that direction. I don't care about it. I actually like them together. I think Mandy Rose could be pushed. I think Sonya Deville is like good as her muscle, like as her bodyguard, because Sonya's a legitimate fighter. Like, she protects Mandy, something like that. You know, I wouldn't mind that, but the problem is Sonya Deville is, even though she's a legitimate fighter, she's like built very small. It's like she doesn't look like anyone who can kick someone's ass. Like, you would never know she's a fighter unless it wasn't her gimmick. So I don't know. I guess that's gonna suck for Deville, because like her fighting gimmick, yeah, fucking Ronda Rousey. Sonya Deville is an amateur MMA fighter, and the same company had hired Ronda Rousey, a former UFC champion, one of the greatest female fighters of all time, and probably the second biggest star in UFC history behind Conor McGregor. Yeah, Sonya Deville's gonna compete with that. That's what killed Sonya, in my opinion, was Ronda being signed. Mandy will obviously be at the top. They'll push her like they push all the hot blondes. That she's going to be a star. They'll push her like they pushed Alexa Bliss. You know, they'll make her the champ soon, I guarantee you. And whenever she's, I don't know, soon, but she'll be the champion. It'll happen. So they announced Daniel Bryan is facing AJ Styles at TLC, and they also announced, or they showed a Lars Sullivan video package. I don't know when he's coming on Raw or SmackDown. Daniel Bryan comes out and he talks about when he says he gave up his dreams. It was a betrayal. He doesn't accept failure. It was a decent promo, and then he just said, he basically turned heel. This confirms his heel turn. He talks about AJ Styles, you know, calling the fans idiots. This is definitely Daniel Bryan's full heel turn now. I mean, he was the biggest babyface at Survivor Series. It just sucks. He's such a great babyface. He's a babyface. Why the fuck does he have to be heel? He's the babyface. People will get behind him. It's just, I'm not a fan of his heel turn at all. It was a decent promo. It was, they're calling him the new Daniel Bryan. Maybe he can at least shave his face and cut his hair. Like, I never understood. I don't think he ever needed the beard. He just looked like a normal guy. He looks like a fucking troll. It is. Like, he looks fine, like, just out with the shaved head. Like, he's a likable guy. No one cares about his fucking beard. Why could he have just shaved it? When he was on that big run at WrestleMania 30, he didn't need to look like the fucking beard and the long hair. If he just sort of looked like American Dragon Bryan Danielson, people would have supported him just as much. I think that had absolutely zero to do with his popularity. His luck is zero to do. Remember when WWE sold those Fear the Beard shirts, and they fucking flopped with those hats, with the mustache hats, and they were fucking horrible? Just like promote him as the regular Daniel Bryan, as like a regular looking guy. Anyway. Main events, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, kind of bored me. Orton wins with an RKO. Orton, definitely the heel. And then what happens after the match is Orton places a chair around Rey Mysterio's head, and he runs him into the ring post, and he rips his mask off, so they're going to continue this rivalry. So Orton's getting a push. I don't know if he's going to get another big WrestleMania push, but he's definitely getting a push. So Raw was, or SmackDown was fine. It was what it was. I mean, the show looks like the B show because they got fucking swept, but we'll see how this plays with the storyline. But there was no, when Shane was out there, he didn't tease anything, so I don't know what they're going to do at SmackDown. I was not a fan of how they booked Survivor Series, so it was what it was. The show tonight was okay. It was definitely a better show than Raw, in my opinion, so I thought they had the better show, even though they got swept at Survivor Series.